You're watching YCN, your local view. Program airtime is underwritten in part by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Looking to purchase your dream home, finance your business, or just find a better checking relationship? Our New Hampshire team is here to help you. We make award-winning banking happen every day. Contact us to see how we can help you. Member FDIC.
Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, and today we are being hosted by the Tracy Memorial Library here in New London, where they provide free and equal access to information for all so that we may have an informed and enlightened citizenry. This week we have Ben Cote, the Library Youth Services Manager. He'll give us a rundown on their activities and services. Hanna Flanders will introduce us to the second of 3 videos, this one about the New England Fishermen's Alliance. And we'll close with Deborah Bacon, an artist whose work now hangs at the Blue Loon Bakery in New London as part of the Center for the Arts Micro-galley programming. But first, these messages from a good local business that's underwriting today's show. Remember, buying local is an important way to sustain the communities and programs we all love.
This program is supported by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the Country Press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications.
The American Red Cross blood supply is at historically low levels this winter, and we're facing a dangerous situation across the country. Without the blood they need, hospitals may be forced to make tough decisions about patient care. Donors are needed now to ensure blood is available for everyone who needs it when they need it. The good news is, you can help. Make an appointment to give now. Visit redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. Patients are counting on you.
I'll be here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
Little everyday conversations about the dangers of underage drinking can make a big difference in a child's life. Talk, they hear you.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from the beautiful Tracy Memorial Library here in New London. And I'm now joined by Ben Cote, who's the Director of Youth Services here. Hi, Ben.
Hello, how are you?
Great, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm excited to learn all about, I said this to Richard, but I was a Tracy Memorial Library kid growing up doing every sort of programming that was available here year-round. So I'm excited to meet you and talk to you about what you have going on. But first, tell the viewers about who you are. What's your background and all those fun things?
Yeah. So I grew up in Newport, New Hampshire, just down the road.
Yes.
And I started going to the library when I was a kid, going for story time.
Yep.
And then doing the summer reading programs and being involved through middle school. And then in high school, that was my first job, was working in the library there.
How perfect is that? That's like, this was my high school internship. So some of us just never get away from what we did as a high schooler. That's fantastic. And how long have you been here?
I've been here for 6 years.
6 years, that's wonderful. And what are some of the programmings that you've worked on or things you've done in your 6 years here?
So in the first couple of years, I was really lucky to work with Tommy DePaula. So we did an event during the summer as part of our summer reading program I took a group down to Boston and we got to see him at Boston Pops.
Oh, cool.
That was really neat.
Amazing. Talk about coming up. It's crazy to think that it's going to be spring and then spring leads to summer. And I know summer is a huge time here at the library, just a lot happening. But what are some of the programming coming up for youth and kids? And what is considered youth, we should say? Is there an age range?
Yeah, so we're birth up until 18 years old.
Okay, so truly youth.
Yeah. We have a floor downstairs that's all the youth department, and then we also have a teen space upstairs on the main floor.
Is the teen space new?
It's been here since I've been here.
Okay.
But it is a fairly recent addition.
I just noticed it walking upstairs. What a kind of cool space that they can hang.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So talk about programming coming up.
Yeah, so right now we have Lego Club on Tuesdays.
Okay.
On Wednesday morning we have story times. On Thursday we have game day for the teens and tweens. We have a Nintendo Switch and do games with them.
Cool.
On Fridays we have a tween Dungeons and Dragons group.
Fun. I bet that's popular.
Yeah. And then getting ready for the summer reading program. The theme is about colors this summer.
Cool.
And it's actually a local Vermont artist that did the artwork for it.
How cool is that? So what does the reading program entail? Do you physically come to the library? What does that entail for kids?
So the kids will get like a journal to keep track of their reading throughout the summer. The teen group usually does like a bingo card, and they have different reading challenges. And they keep track of their reading throughout the summer, and then they can earn raffle tickets for prizes at the end.
Amazing. And talk about the youth floor. It's open to the public who want to come and just spend time here. You can read books, check books out. There's activities to do.
Yeah, so we're really lucky downstairs in the youth department. We open up to the garden in the back. And we have that beautiful green space to use during the summer. So we try to do our outdoor story times out there.
How fun, and people can just come and hang. It's beautiful. I mean, I know you guys win many, many awards for your backspace, but so tell me about story time for kiddos on Wednesday mornings.
Yeah, so at 10 o'clock on Wednesday mornings, we have a great story time. We incorporate a lot of song and movement. So it's for younger kids, like preschool age and younger, and exposing them to literacy. And anybody can come and join in for that. You don't have to be a member of the library. You can just stop in.
Amazing. And talk about for the benefit of being a Kearsarge student or staff member, I believe, right?
Yes.
You can come and get a library card.
Right. So anybody that lives in a town that sends kids to Kearsarge School District and the staff members can get a free library card here and take advantage of all of our resources.
That's amazing, especially because New London Elementary is right down the street here, and they can come over and spend time, but they don't necessarily have to live in New London. They just are benefiting from being a Kearsarge student.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's a wonderful perk. And we will see you this year, I'm sure, in the Hospital Days Parade. We're always the hosts of that, and you guys are good at your floats.
Yeah, we like to be creative with that.
Be creative, as you should, right? You're creative people. Well, Ben, it's really nice to meet you. Thank you for giving us all the information. If people are out there wanting to be part of some of this summer programming, what's the best way to find out information?
Our website or Facebook page are a great way to find out what's going on. And then if they want to just email me directly, that's a great way to reach out too.
Awesome. Ben, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
When your Yankee Chronicle returns, Hanna Flanders will introduce us to the New England Fishermen's Alliance. Please stay with us on your Yankee Chronicle.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for youth.
because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals into your body.
And nicotine, which can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media.
Many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping.
Because when you talk, they hear you.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel. Part of the mission at the Kearsarge Food Hub in Bradford is educating us about sustainable foods. To introduce us to this week's video is Hanna Flanders. Hi, Hanna.
We are at Sweet Beet Market and Cafe. You might know the Market and Cafe for our delicious products, but we are part of the Kearsarge Food Hub. We focused on these nonprofit food hubs working in the middle of the food supply chain to help support farmers with fair prices and selling their products, marketing their products, while also supporting consumers on the other end of that food supply chain, helping products to be available, to be affordable. And this work is done in many interesting, innovative, and creative ways. And that is what the videos and stories of Love Local are all about. Not many people know this, but 85 to 90% of the seafood we consume here in New England is imported from far away. New England Young Fishermen's Alliance started in 2022 to provide support to small and medium-sized fisher folks on our working waterfront, and they provide that support in a lot of dynamic ways. So learn more in this video.
I'm Andrea Tomlinson. I am the Executive Director and founder of the New England Young Fishermen's Alliance. We are a 501c3 tax-exempt organization incorporated in the state of New Hampshire in February of 2022. We want to become the go-to Northern New England unified umbrella for young fishermen and women 45 and under who are looking for ways to succeed in their future to become successful small boat owner-operators in the commercial fishing industry. There's a lot of correlations between the struggles that young farmers have today and young fishermen and women. Fishing requires a lot of manual labor. It's hard hours. It's an undeterminate amount of time that you're going to work, and it's an undeterminate amount of money that you're going to make. We've really seen a huge decline in workforce in New Hampshire alone. When I first started working with commercial fishermen, we had at least 90 on our short little 15-mile coastline shorelines. We had at least 90 fishermen fishing for fish, and now we have 4. I'm really focused on small and medium-sized boat stakeholders, and those are the ones we've seen decline dramatically. The catch share system was implemented about 14 years ago, and it radically changed how young fishermen and women could get into the industry. Basically privatized, unfortunately, put a set quota on each species of fish. Permits started to get consolidated, and large corporate conglomerate organizations were able to purchase those permits. It was a pay-to-play type of situation. So it's a lack of access because of the capital requirement a young person needs to get into a boat with a permit. We're looking at like $450,000 minimum for a young person to buy a boat, buy a permit that has any type of viability in being able to make an annual living from. You've got the cost of your equipment, you've got your mooring costs, you've got your employment costs. So access is really limited due to the amount of capital that is required. The industry is incredibly regulated and highly supervised, so that is a real turnoff for a lot of Gen Z and young millennials. We do need regulation, and we do very much need our commercial fisheries to be watched over and regulated, but what we would really like to see is better science. We would like to see more industry-based data incorporated into the stock assessments and the regulations, management, and policy of the commercial fishing industry to make it a little bit more of a fair playing field. So one of the primary reasons that we started New England Young Fishermen's Alliance was to bring light to that fact and do something about it. Our biggest program right now is our Deckhand to Captain training program. We're in our 3rd year. We train seasoned deckhands or sternmen how to become a successful owner-operator of their own business. That involves business management, marketing development, understanding rules and regulations, public speaking training, collaborative research opportunities, and how to advocate for your industry. Just to synopsize that 20-week-long 9-month course. We do 6 trainees a year. We're hoping to get 9 next year. We have funding to take 9 people.
I found this class at a Coast Guard safety training. I met Andrea, and she told me I'd be a good fit.
I went to the fisherman's farm in Rockport, and she had a New England Young Fishermen's Alliance stand there, and here I am a month later sitting on this desk and starting this journey. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of positives.
This is an integral part of our food security as well.
85% of seafood in the United States is imported from other countries that don't have to play by the regulations that we do. Yeah. So I think it's important that if you buy local, you're also backing the regulations that provide sustainability.
The hard cold facts are this: of that 85% of the seafood that we're consuming imported, 1 to 3% of that is inspected as it comes into our country. Something called IUU, illegal, uninspected, and unregulated seafood. That is coming in to the United States by the hundreds of thousands of pounds daily. So you don't know where that fish is coming from. You may think you know where it's coming from the label, but oftentimes it's mislabeled, and then you don't know anything about the practices that are being implemented on that vessel or the practices that are being implemented on that fish farm. Just be really aware of what your local seafood is and try your best to support local. When you're supporting a local fisherman or woman, you are not just supporting that person. You are supporting the entire working waterfront community.
All that seafood that is being harvested around here, it's part of that character, part of that heritage that gets transferred from generation to generation. It's a way to recognize, the local character of any place that you go to is pretty much related to the local jobs and industries that are involved. We are representing a part of it here.
It's like farming. I mean, farming and fishing are two agricultural pillars. Gotta keep them around for a while, or we're not gonna have any food.
I myself am a huge proponent of local food. Eating local is supporting your local community. It's supporting your local food harvesters and food growers. If they feel supported, and if your economy is supported, and you're supporting your heritage and culture, what could be better? It's a safer bet. You're supporting your local harvester, you're supporting your local community by eating local. Are there any other questions? I mean, seriously, why would you not eat local?
Buy local seafood.
Buy fresh, buy local.
That's right.
And you can learn more about our work at the Kearsarge Food Hub and find these videos at kearsargefoodhub.org. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We continue this local food and regional food system education through those channels all year long. So I really hope that you tune in and join us.
Thank you, Hannah, and thanks to the efforts of the Kearsarge Food Hub to make us aware of local food sourcing. When we come back, we'll meet Deborah Bacon and her art now hanging at the Blue Loon Bakery. If you would like to help sustain our work at YCN, you could become an underwriter by contacting us at info@ycnnow.com. Let's now hear from a business that is already a supporter of our work.
This program is supported by Main Street Bookends of Warner for books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how, and we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids need to know the dangers and how to avoid them. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids, because when you talk, they hear you.
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
and Clark sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom
Reaching residential areas.
and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late. Understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel. On a rotating basis, the Center for the Arts stages several micro-galleries of artists' work. Hanging now at Blue Loon Bakery is the art of Deborah Bacon. Tell us about your work, Deborah.
Artistically, I've been involved in some type of art and creative ever since I can remember as a child. Either it's drawing, painting. I would enter contests as a youngster, and I also did, when I was probably 16, 17 years old, would go to outdoor art exhibits and display my work and sell them. And that was always very fun for me. I then went on to college to pursue art, which was wonderful. There were a lot of wonderful teachers and that sort of thing. I took a bit of a break as I got married and had a daughter, who I have a wonderful family and very supportive. I did continue doing my art even through then. I had a commercial art business of my own where I did advertising, more creative signage, things like that, where I would paint pictures on signs, things like that. And then I moved more to the fine arts when computerization came out. So it was a bit more difficult. That wasn't really the avenue I wanted to go. I wanted to be much more creative. And I did hear about Fran Weston Hoyt out of New London and was one of her students. She was a first generation Frank Vincent Dumond student, and he was a very influential early 19th century painter. So much of that was plein air, and I absolutely loved going out and doing plein air. So that was more my direction that I went into, and have been doing that ever since. So this is a piece of a painting that I painted from the Newbury area looking out over Lake Sunapee. So it shows the passage between the islands with the lighthouse. I just felt that this piece gave me a lot of peace, being near the lake, seeing the lighting the way it is, people out enjoying their time while they're not working, they're off enjoying the lake in their boats. So I work both in my studio and plein air outside painting on location. I primarily paint this area, local New Hampshire mountains, Sunapee, the lake, different areas. I do a lot of commission work for people who live around and live with beautiful views, and they're very gracious and allow me to come and paint on their land. So it's just an experience overall of meeting folks, doing something that I have a great passion for. It's important to me not just to do an art piece, but to do something as a remembrance. So it's a remembrance for them, for their family, for their history. A lot of that is a good direction that I feel is important to go down, so that they have that to pass down to their family as they go. This is a piece that is from New London. It is actually from Burby Hill. It's a very popular view in the area where you can see both Lake Sunapee and Mount Sunapee. From that, a lot of people drive up there and look. There is a pasture where there are often the cows and horses that are out there. I also love to do paintings of animals, whether they're beloved pets, whether they're farm animals. And this is kind of a combination of just a great setting where you can go and just overlook and just feel the peacefulness of the area. So I found that in traveling around, I was always attracted to landscapes. As a child, I was very nature orientated, always out in the woods, in the hills. running barefoot everywhere. So I think that carried through as I got older. And if I passed a beautiful view, I had to stop the car, take pictures, stop and look. I would many times carry my paints with me so that I could stop and paint on those locations. Lighting is very important, different times of the day. Early in the morning and in the late afternoon to sunsets are the most stunning landscapes and times that the light really shows, and it just speaks to me, and that's what I try to portray through my paintings, bringing out the moment of that experience. And I do get a lot of feedback from people saying that they can really feel that atmosphere, they can really feel what it was like to be there at that time. And that means a lot to me, to get feedback from my customers, my people who are visiting and looking at my artwork. This is a painting that is of a replica of a Scott Morrow photograph. He is a Hollywood premiere photographer, and he gave me exclusive permission to paint some of his artwork. He primarily shoots stars, but he does go out, and this was one of his paintings, that his photographs, that when I saw it, it just really spoke to me. Just the mist, the whole atmosphere of looking at the animals. If anyone is interested, I do have a website where I can be contacted. You can also view the different types of work that I do. As I mentioned, I do a lot of commissions, so you're able to contact me through my website. I'm also a member of the CFA, the Center for the Arts in New London. It is a wonderful avenue for artists to be in, and I've been a member for several years. So I encourage any local artists, anyone interested, to go on their website to take a look at what they have to offer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deborah. For more information on the micro-galleries and the artists now hanging, check out their website, centerfortheartsnh.org. I'd like to thank Tracy Memorial Library for being our host location this week and next. Their purpose is to assemble, organize, preserve, and make easily available print and non-print library materials and services that will meet their educational, informational, and recreational interests and needs to the community. Next week, Kate Neville from the Library Arts Center in Newport will tell us about a fun annual program. Hanna Flanders will introduce us to the last in her series, Fresh Start Farms. And we'll take a short tour of the new home of the Center for the Arts. We'll close with a rundown of the fun things to do in Warner. Tune into our replay of Game of the Week this Sunday and Monday at noon and 7 p.m. You can also find it on demand anytime at ycnnow.com or on TDS TV 13 and 1013 and Comcast 8. Check out the program schedule at ycnnow.com for the most up-to-date information on games, Yankee Chronicle, Kruger Chronicle, and specials. Join us again next week at the same time for another round of your Who, What, Where, and When show of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region. I'm Abby Peel. See you next week.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper, Echo Communications. Main Street Bookends of Warner, for books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner. The Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge-Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.